Yes, people, welcome to Vinny Talks Football, and there we have it. Olympic Lyonnes 3, Arsenal 1. It's going to be a quick video for me, just a talking video. Um, Streamed the whole game. Again, special thanks and shout out to the true Gooner, aka Josh. Appreciate him every time for having me on the channel. A person and subscriber base his size having me on, is an absolute blessing, and I really appreciate him and the rest of the support. Drew, Plasma, big up all you guys every single time. But here we're gonna talk about. Jesus, I can't get my words out, mate. We're here to talk about the match that just occurred, semi-finals, leg two, Lyon with the absolute masterclass of the century. Like, I'm talking absolute domination. It felt like men against boys for the most part of that match, because oh my god, Lyon absolutely ran rampant against these lot, man. Like Julie Brand, bro, the German sniper, goal and assist, the Americans, Lily Johannes, absolute baller. Donami, I'm not sure Donami, I probably butchered her name, apologies, absolutely killed Arsenal. Duami as well on the wing. I mean, it was absolute havoc from Lyon from start to finish for the most part. Again, I'll talk about when that did not happen, but it was a Lyon domination. They showed why they were 8-time, hopefully maybe going to be 9-time Champions League winners. They were experienced, they weren't scared, and they came out hungry. They came out to kill Arsenal, and Arsenal was not ready. Arsenal came out like nervous schoolboys. AK came out and looked like they wet the bed, low-key, the first 20 minutes. The first 35 minutes was 2-0 already Lyon. And they looked nervous. They should have came out with intensity, with oomph, with fire. After I said they needed to be on fire, but they weren't on fire, bro. They weren't on fire at all. And that showed. And that's why they lost. That's why they didn't play well. The players, for the most part, did not show that tenacity, that killer instinct to go after the game. But Lyon did. And speaking on that killer instinct, shout out Simila Homburg. For the section that they did not dominate, guess who was on the pitch? Simila Homburg. Did 15 minutes on the pitch, did 30x more than Olivia Smith and Caitlin Ford ever did, relying on a 19-year-old Swedish debutante for Arsenal, really. They just signed her, and then she absolutely produces that masterclass, and you sat there thinking, why was she not starting? Why did Renee not start her? Who knows? God will know, because she showed a lot in that 15 minutes, and who knows? She would have absolutely killed, in my opinion, against Batcher, because of Smith. Like, against Batcher, she got locked up and she got tied, and there was nothing really they could do, Arsenal. And for the midfield, for the most part, quite lackluster. Yes, Russo in the second half, when she pushed further forward, absolutely amazing. She got the goal, fair play to her with a beautiful cross from Smiller. But other than that, it was nothing much from Arsenal. And it kind of tells when your best player was your left back, Emily Fox, and you were 3-1, and the end score was 3-1, because Emily Fox, to be fair to her, did very well at that left back position, defending, offense, positioning. She did quite well, and it was a shame that the rest of the team did not play at her level, because if she did, it would have been a completely different game. And Lyon again, Julie Brand against Lily Johannes, Renard, Bacha, like, I could list probably the whole team if I'm being honest. They did what they were meant to do, Lyon. They showed up, and Arsenal didn't, and that was probably that was it. Like, there's no other more simple explanation. You could say, oh, the offside was robbed, this, that, third, but one, you can't argue with the technology, and two, the games again, Lyon was dominating. It was always dominating. Arsenal never really looked like they were coming back. Yes, the first goal gave that glimmer of hope, that little bit of hope, but at the end, it didn't happen. And for me, I'm going to talk about the manager, Renee, now. I believe she should have made those subs a lot earlier. Chloe Kelly, 8 minutes? 8 minutes? 10 minutes? you to whip up something like that's not fair. I don't know how Caitlin Ford scanned the 90 minutes. As a fellow Aussie, I love Caitlin Ford. Caitlin Ford, you will probably be one of, if not the best 11 to ever grace our country's turf and ever grace our football pitch. But Caitlin is out of it. Yes, she still have that quality of getting into those positions, but her end product, mate, it's been quite off the couple months, and it showed again. Her passing weren't good. To be honest, the whole team, like the passing, the simple things, the simple passing, 1-2s, the crosses, they weren't going anywhere. They were playing missed passes. The basics of the fundamentals of football, they weren't really doing that, and it sucks to see. As a fellow Aussie again, Caitlin Ford, suffer. She might be at the tail end of her career. It might be time to call it a day at Arsenal, even go to a different club, because it sucks to it's another poor performance at a high level at a game where it really matters. Similar to the Asian Cup against Japan, where she had chances and she did not take them. Same as Blackstenius. I mean, she had that chance at the post, but that hit the post, but other than that, it wasn't much. And the midfield was lacking. Kyra Cooney crossed 100%. The midfield, if I'm being honest, got bullied by Lyon, got absolutely bullied. And if Cara was there, I believe she would have held down that ship 100%. And it is what it is. And Kate McCabe, I think, is out of it. Ruben Lottie is probably out of it as well. Like, you look at the Arsenal team, and a rebuild is imminent. They didn't win any trophies this season. I mean, the WSL, like, points wise, that's still a possibility. But other than that, I doubt they're gonna get anything out of it. And you look at the Arsenal team, and that they need open heart surgery at the minute. They need to get new blood, they need to get experience, but also get those young players for the future. I mean, they did that with Smiller, they did with Smith and Hines. I believe she should have came up, but I don't think she did. But yeah, Arsenal need open heart surgery. But Lyon, they're going to continue to dominate. What a fantastic team to watch. In terms of women's football team to watch, I love watching Lyon. The skill they have, the chemistry, the way they play, the tenacity they play with, like, on their day, the best team in the world. And whether that be Bayern or Barca, they meet in the final, they're going to have a lot of trouble. It's not going to be an easy fight. And Lyon always makes it hard. Yes, they lost 2-1 and probably did not play the best, but they showed up today. And that's why they are 8-time Champions League winners, because that's exactly what 8-time Champions League winners do. And yeah, I mean, it's a story of two sides, wishing Lyon all the best, and Arsenal. Commiserations to Arsenal, though, even though they probably, didn't play the best, the rest of the tournament, I think they played quite well. And yeah, that's probably it with the match reaction. As a neutral, to be honest, Lyon did play well, but I liked a bit more, sort of, how can I say, a bit more competition from Arsenal. Yes, there were moments here and there where Arsenal could have taken it, but it was pretty smooth sailing for Lyon for the most part. But anyways, people, it's been Vinny's Talks Football. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the Liverpool and Man City women's game. Probably going to do a match reaction for that as well. This time, obviously, my women's team, I want them to do well. And, maybe assist Arsenal, potentially for the WSL as well. But that's been me, Vinny Talks Football. And I'll see you when you're older. Don't go changing. Bye for now.